And we're back. Another episode of the Chase Mair Show. I bet you didn't think we were going to do more episodes, but let me tell you, this is my life's goal now. Just doing episode after episode after episode. I'm going to keep on doing this until I die. Once again, we got another guest. This is Taran.
Hi, I'm Taran.
Nice to meet you, Taran.
It's nice to meet you too, Chase.
Great to have you on the show.
Thank you.
And we'll start off with an easy question. Easy question for you to ease yourself into it.
Yeah.
Have you ever been interviewed before?
I don't think so. No, I don't. I've never done a podcast or an interview or anything like that before.
Just like nothing of the sort.
Honestly, no.
Well, that's very interesting. Are you nervous?
A little bit. It's kind of fun nerves though.
Yeah, it's like nervous. You got a hint of danger, but a hint of exhilaration in there.
Yeah.
So how was your day? What have you been up to?
Oh, it was good. I woke up in UBC and then I was like, I want to go to Wreck Beach, and then I did. And then I was like, I want to see Spencer McCoach, and then I did. My friend Spencer McCoach. And so I went to North Van to see him, and now I'm here.
Damn, you've been all over the place.
I have been.
What were you doing at UBC?
I was just hanging out. I woke up there and I was like, I guess I'll go to Wreck Beach.
I mean, I guess.
A simple life Chase.
I mean, that's true. Were you hanging dong there, or were you?
Maybe it was. I woke up there, you know.
Well, it's very interesting. Like all I'm saying, like, do you have the farmer's tan, or you got the full body tan going right now?
I got the full body tan going on right now.
I envy that. My entire life, I've just had a farmer's tan. I've been scared. I've been scared, Taran.
Scared of what?
Just scared.
No, I love going to Wreck Beach. It's one of my favorite spots ever.
It is a very nice beach.
Have you been then?
Yes, I have been.
Nice. I love it there.
I've indulged in the beach.
Indulged in the beach?
Not in the hanging dong.
It's a good time. It actually is.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's a beautiful beach. It's got a nice vibe to it.
Well, there's dudes doing shrooms out there. They're just naked. And then there's dudes who dress like pirates. There's just, like, it's so separated. You feel like you're in this utopia. It's awesome.
I mean, like, you get that sense of separation considering how many stairs you have to, like, walk up and down.
That's the hard part. It is.
It's good cardio, though.
It is, no, for sure. It's a lot. There's like 1,000 steps or something. Probably double.
See, it's something like that. I didn't count.
No, I didn't either.
See, I was focused on other things, like going to the beach.
I love that there's like a bohemian kind of shop there, like with like all the like tapestries and pants.
Oh yeah, the tapestry shop. Yeah.
I actually got this there a few years ago. My little bracelet.
How much that run you?
Actually, I got it for like free. I just struck up a really good conversation with a naked lady, and we were talking about Salt Spring Island, and you know I love Salt Spring Island, and she was from there actually.
Oh yeah,
which makes so much sense on the tracks. So yeah, I got it.
So you just got free shit from talking to a naked woman.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
I wish my life was as exciting as that. I don't even talk to naked women that much these days.
You look like SpongeBob in human form right now.
Well, I mean,
like it a lot. It's a good look.
Like 10 minutes ago, I was just saying that I felt like not a Walmart, a McDonald's manager.
Oh yeah. No, you do have that.
It's like I want
manager chic.
Go tell like a 17-year-old to clean the deep fryer. You didn't do like a good enough job, you know. You gotta unload the fillets of fish. We just got a new shipment.
So, did you know I was actually obsessed with McDonald's commercials when I was a child?
Well, you just told me now.
Well, yeah, no. So I used to watch them like an like a TV show. Like I loved McDonald Land. It was a great like on YouTube. All those 70s McDonald Land ads were on, so I used to watch those. It was great.
So you're just like a big fan of the lore.
I'm a big deep in the lore of McDonald Land. Yeah.
What's your favorite McDonald's character?
Actually, it would have to be Captain Crook, who was the fillet of fish guy.
He's a nautical guy.
He's a nautical guy. They got rid of him though, because I think McDonald's got sued by HR Puffin Stuff.
Yeah.
Which is like a 70s show in the day. And because it was like a lot in common. So I think they had to like get rid of him and Mayor McCheese or something.
That's messed up. You know, I really wanted to see a pirate like in a McDonald's commercial, and it's gone now. We don't have that.
It had the most uncanny face because they gave him like a mask with a pointy nose and these like googly eyes, and so the eyes are like wandering. You know,
That's crazy.
it's crazy, isn't it?
So like, did they have like an in-universe reason for why he was gone? Did they like whack him?
No, I think that would have been a really good bit, though. I would have enjoyed that actually.
During the McDonald Land Civil War of 1975? He got upholstered in a coup d'etat.
Yeah.
That's what happened to Mayor McCheese, probably.
Oh yeah, and you know the original Grimace actually had 6 arms.
That's pretty spooky.
He was a bad guy. He would steal the milkshakes.
But he looks so friendly.
Well, he's friendly now. He looked kind of spooky in 1974.
So he like stole the milkshakes. Is that
Yeah.
why they made the Grimace shake?
Probably. I'm not on the TikTok or anything, so I only found out about that through Half in the Bag. It's just a weird thing to find out about it through. But
That's right, Jay. Just got this new Grimace shake. It was okay. It was an okay shake.
Is it good?
It's all right. I mean, like, it's a little too sweet for my taste, but I mean, that's like with a lot of McDonald's drinks. I think their smoothies are really good, though.
Yeah. You said it was like fruit and cake, right?
Yeah, it's like it tastes like artificial fruit flavoring.
It tastes exactly how Grimace himself actually tastes.
Well, I do know how Grimace tastes, or like what Grimace tastes like, not how he tastes like. I don't know how they do that, but I just know that I just know what he tastes like, and I don't know how to feel about it now. So they had those TikToks of like I don't know, like Zoomers pretending to like die from eating the Grimace shake or drinking it or whatever.
Oh, they're pretending.
Well, I don't know. I didn't check their records, you know. And I gotta say, like, it was funny like the first time, not the 80th time I saw like a different person doing that, you know.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel that where it's just like the internet just like overstimulates you and just gives you like too much of the same thing over and over again?
Yeah, for sure. Especially because I have like Instagram and it's always like the dead memes that go on there, you know?
Yeah.
And so I always see them way too late. I'm not like a 4chan boy or anything.
I think it's for the best that you're not a 4chan boy.
I think I'm a better person because of it.
That website would be a bad influence on you, I think.
Yeah.
It's a bad influence on everybody.
It is, isn't it? Well, tell me, Chase, are you a 4chan boy?
No, I mean, like, that's the craziest part about being like a 4chan guy is eventually you stop being 15. I haven't been on that site in like a long time.
That's good. It's probably a real good thing for your health.
It's a real reflection of one's blunder years, huh?
Oh yeah.
It's just like I feel like those like three like Reddit, 4chan, and like Tumblr are like the holy trinity of like social media platforms that people are like embarrassed they used to go on in the 2010s, you know?
You know what my favorite social media is?
What?
Pinterest. It doesn't advertise me anything. I mean, I do have an ad block, but I shouldn't admit to that in public, should I?
Oh, you use an ad block?
Oh God, horrible. No, but like it doesn't advertise anything. It doesn't sell me. It deliberately doesn't like you can't even go back without it being an inconvenience.
Yeah.
Just shows me photos I like, and I go, yeah, I like this, and then I get off and I enjoy the rest of my life.
See, I've heard good things about Pinterest. We got Pinterest guys in the house.
Oh really?
We got an enthusiastic Pinterest guy on the camera right now.
Oh shit! I'm seeing in Logan's eyes now. He loves Pinterest. Yes, he has a Pinterest boy.
I don't know. Maybe one day maybe when Twitter like falls down, because that's my worst habit now is that I'm just like still like a big Twitter guy or an X guy.
I tried. I hate it. I have too many opinions and too many thoughts, and you can only write down like 4 words, and you're like, I want to die.
Yeah.
hate this. And I don't follow anyone because it's boring. I don't give a shit what like I love David Lynch. I wouldn't give a shit what he says about, I don't know, 4 words of something. I don't care. I don't think David Lynch has Twitter though.
I think he has an Instagram. He's got a YouTube account.
He does have. I love his.
He's got the weather.
Ah, yes.
My whole thing with Twitter is that like I'm only on there because it gives me like the toxicity fix that I just don't get anywhere else. You know, it's like on Facebook you can't like insult someone to their face anymore.
No,
not really.
It's true. You can't.
It's like Twitter is just people arguing. It's just people arguing and just people being awful to each other.
Is that fun, Chase?
In like a masochistic kind of way, I guess.
I like that.
I think it's a reflection of what the internet used to be a little bit in all its awful glory. Every day I go on there, I witness some crazy person doing something insane. You have someone defending like the most awful position imaginable, and like you don't see that anywhere else. There's like no other like platform where someone just like posts their unhinged thoughts so freely, except for maybe like a Facebook group or like Truth Social or something.
I'm a huge fan of finding like YouTube channels that will go like do the thing that YouTube was made for. There's no ads, there's no bullshit. They just make shit because they care about it. Like, have you seen Treats for Beasts?
No.
I think you would like Treats for Beasts.
What's the thesis statement of Treats for Beasts?
Well, he started making really atheistic content, like satirical stuff, which is why I liked it when I was like 13. But then he vanished and then came back with literally the greatest, like he made like short form art as like a big thing just called Treats for Beasts. It was like a variety show satire.
Yeah.
And he's just, it's, you know, he's one of those guys where when you're young, you go like, this is the creepiest thing I've ever seen. I'm so scared. I bet this channel's owned by a serial killer. And then you're a teenager and like, this guy's fucking hilarious, you know? Like,
yeah.
He's one of those guys. I enjoy him a lot. He's good.
Did you ever see that like YouTube channel that the guy who played Gibby on iCarly made? It's kind of like that.
Why, yes, Chase. Yes, I did.
Except for like instead of being like an atheist, he was like a goofy, like chubby kid on a TV show. But yeah, it's like the same. I always like it when guys on the internet like evolve. It's a big scary thing that I have whenever I like make stuff, where I just think like, oh, I'm just gonna be doing the same thing I'm doing now, but like 15 years later.
The last thing anyone wants to be, and it's a big like fear in the online like job thing, is being like the nostalgia critic or something. Like, can you imagine? Yeah. The guy was just doing it in his 20s to get through college, and it's been like 20 years.
Yeah.
He's still just talking about like what Shark Boy and Lava Girl or some shit.
Yeah,
like,
he's just yelling about bat credit cards.
Yeah, bat credit cards.
Oh, bat credit card. Oh, yeah. It's like him and like James Rolfe, right? Like the angry video game nerd.
I really like, you know, James Rolfe was one of the reasons I got into film. Like his Cinemassacre 200 video was really inspiring. I loved watching his like college year short films. I was, you know, like I used to just rip them off when I was a kid. I built a cemetery in front of like black tarps in my bedroom, and I fogged the shit out of it when I was a kid, and I made like this cemetery film. It was fun. It was cool.
I was about to say, like, yeah, like James Rolfe was like, I was watching his videos, and it's like what got me really into like horror movies, because he had all those like Monster Madness videos.
I loved the Godzilla-thon. Loved all of his Spike TV shit. It was great.
Yeah, I mean, like he's doing very well he seems like a happy fellow.
He seems happy.
You know, he's got a family. He's got everything going on. It's just,
yeah,
I don't know. The idea of him doing the angry video game nerd still is just like, I don't know. Something about it like saddens me, because yeah, like I saw the 2000 video, or the there's one about like a dragon that was like in a park or something.
Oh, I like the it was the dragon in my dreams.
Yeah,
I like that one. It was cute.
Oh yeah, you know, you see so much of that passion, and then he finally gets to direct a movie, and the movie he directs is the angry video game nerd movie.
It's sad because I wanted to go see that, and I did, and I actually couldn't sit through more than 25 minutes. Like, and I'm a fan of his. Like, yeah. I don't play video games at all, so that part has always been lost on me. But his film stuff I always liked, and I wanted to watch it. But God, that movie sucks. Like, it's really bad.
I never crossed paths with it. I remember I think I was like slowly kind of getting out of that when the movie was being made.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because I remember watching all the Channel Awesome movies when they came out. That was like a phase for me where it's just like, oh, I'm gonna watch YouTube re-uploads of Kick-Assia or like To Boldly Flee, and that's like that I think that's permanent damage just like on my soul is that I have watched all those movies.
You just admitted to that on camera on your phone, on your world famous podcast.
I've admitted to worse. Like, oh, big whoop, a kid did something stupid.
Yeah, cheers.
Like I'm not proud. I'm not putting on my resume that I've seen all the Channel Awesome movies.
Wouldn't that be funny if like the final thing you put on your resume was like, I've seen To Boldly Flee. I sat through the whole fucking thing.
I sat through the whole thing, and I don't even remember if I even liked it, but I remember watching it. I don't even know what I thought about it at the time. What a bizarre like thing that happened. The Channel Awesome movies. Like Doug had like an empire of dirt, mind you, but he had an empire, and like within like I don't know, like 5 to 7 years, like it's all gone. I mean, like it's just him now on like, Channel Awesome. Him and Brad Jones.
I don't watch him at all, but every once in a while, his like stuff is recommended to me for some reason. And I love that he hasn't changed his camera. It's like 480p. He's been doing this shit for like 20 years.
Yeah.
I mean, so funny to me.
Like I respect it in the sense where it's just like, it's like the only way he's making money is that just like he's just doing the cinema snob, but he doesn't have to put that much effort into it anymore.
Oh yeah. I mean, imagine if that's your life. Like imagine if your life, you figured out the setup for the podcast, right? And immediately, like you do it so often that you don't really have to think. It's a mindless thing.
Yeah.
And then you just become the podcast guy. You would never want it to end because you have the easiest fucking job at that point because you're so used to doing it.
See, I don't know, because like some people I guess would be content with doing that. I don't know if I would be.
That's fair.
Where it's just like maybe if I had something else going on at the time.
Well,
like,
no, yeah, you need to satiate your life with a lot more.
Like if this was the only like creative thing I was doing, like 10 years from now, like I would be very dead inside, I think.
Save this just in case.
Yeah, no, this is going to be like it's going to be the intro to What Happened, Chase Mair, and it's like a 2-hour video essay from some like obsessive guy just talking about my rise and fall.
And then you hire that like fucking crew that like James Rolfe hired, the fucking the guy. What are they called?
Screenwave Media.
Screenwave Media. You hire Screenwave.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the Screenwave guys to show up on camera, and I'm gonna get the camera crew from Better Call Saul to shoot me behind the camera. You know.
Oh, you've been a Better Call Saul boy, haven't you?
Yeah, I just got to the halfway point in season 6.
Oh, so good.
Like I'm in a room like with people who haven't seen it. I'm not gonna talk Saul spoilers, but
Of course.
There's a certain scene where a certain character dies that I just watched like this morning, and I was like, oh
gee, I wonder who that could be. Oh man, I love it's so good. It's so good.
I can't believe Saul Goodman is dead.
No, that went from being like, because I liked Breaking Bad a lot, right? And I remember the first season of Better Call Saul, I watched it live, and I didn't really love. You know, it's good, but it was a little cheaper. Like it was more con man-y, which is totally the point. I just wasn't into it when I was like, I don't know, when I was like 14, and then life got busy, and it wasn't during and then it was like during COVID I picked it up again, and I went like, holy shit, this is like the best show I've ever seen, save for Twin Peaks, of course. I'm a Twin Peaks boy.
Big Peaks head, yeah.
I'm a big Twin Peaks boy.
My thing with Saul is that like there are people complaining that like Saul doesn't get good until season 3, and I just disagree because it's such a big character-based show, even more so than Breaking Bad. Where I think Breaking Bad has a better sales pitch than Better Call Saul.
Oh, for sure.
Where it's just like...
The pitch is wild, actually.
It's just like, oh yeah, you have Mr. Chips turning into Scarface was the big Vince Gilligan line, right?
I mean, the thing is about Breaking Bad, though, is actually like, when you look into it, like, he doesn't become bad. He was just a horrible man hiding in this shell of a Ned Flanders, right? Well, like, Saul is way more interesting because you can watch the changes, like, more internally happen, which I really like. It's cool, you know?
Yeah. You know, I, for one, just blame Chuck for everything.
Oh, of course. There's so much chicanery, isn't there?
Too much chicanery for my taste.
Oh, God.
Giving Slippin' Jimmy a law degree is like giving a chimp a machine gun.
You love that line, don't you?
Like, I've never seen like a character relationship like as like complicated like in a TV show compared to like Chuck and like Jimmy in that show.
Oh, it's good, yeah.
It's like actually like all the relationships that Jimmy has, like him and Howard are like really good foils for each other.
Oh,
too.
for sure. It's great foils. It's great writing. Somehow there's great cinematography, which you got like it's hard on a show. Like they have no time to do shit.
You know, well, I noticed like Saw like they really like using their like wides.
It's great. And it's so unique. It's like it doesn't seem inspired by anything. I mean, sure, like no, of course there's like influences of like westerns and stuff, but it makes its own kind of like thing.
There's this one shot at the end of season 4 with Mike in the middle of the New Mexico desert. And it's just like that's just been sticking in my brain.
It's so good. It makes me want to go to a dead desert. That's a vibe I've actually never really encountered. I've been to like a joyous, and I did like a layover in Arizona once, but like I've never really seen like desert landscape and like lived there and like woken up and looked out over vast nothingness of dead. That like intrigues me a lot. Like I want to spend time at like a desert motel with like pastel colors, like hasn't been changed since like 1965, with like a little vending machine. It's cracked. I want to go there, you know.
Well, you better get in now while you can like people still can like live there, you know. It's like it's getting hot. Like it's hot in this basement right now. Imagine like how hot it is in like Albuquerque right now. You do like a Breaking Bad tour where we're just going to all the locations in Albuquerque that they shot at.
If you want to do an episode of that, I will come with you. I will join you because I would fucking love that. I just did a Twin Peaks tour earlier this month and I loved it.
I really want to do the Twin Peaks tour.
It was so nice.
Maybe one day. But yeah, I think we should go to the Breaking Bad house and throw pizzas on the roof. Nobody's done that before, right?
Oh no, of course not. It's so original.
They had to put up a fence because they were just getting like harassed by Breaking Bad fans. Just they would just throw pizzas at the roof, and they would be taking photos in front of their house all the time.
But they're looking at it all wrong. They're getting free fucking pizza on a weekly basis.
Yeah, it's like...
That's great. I would take that in a heartbeat.
All they got to do is just have some kind of way that the pizza doesn't get, like, dirty when it goes on the roof, right?
You're acting like you've never had a roof pizza, Chase.
I would never admit to that on my show. I'll admit to watching the Channel Awesome movies, but I'll never admit to that on my show. Anyways, we're gonna break for commercials right now, and we'll be back... right after the break with more Taran action, and more podcast action. Chase Mair Show, back soon. And we're back from the commercial break. We still got Taran.
We're back.
I don't have any commercials on the show yet. I just needed like a contrived excuse to break the cameras. So, what are your thoughts on pirates?
Dude, holy fuck. I love pirates actually so much. It's my favorite thing in the world. You knew this about me.
Yeah.
No, I love pirates. I don't know where it came from because I actually, weirdly enough, didn't like Pirates of the Caribbean that much when I was a kid. But I loved, this goes to show how horrible my taste is, Yellowbeard, which is Monty Python without Terry Gilliam, so really fucking bad. Yeah. And Cheech and Chong are for some reason like also there, and they do this horrible accent. It's just really bad, but I loved it.
Like I'm hung up like Cheech and Chong were like pirates. Were they pirates that also smoked weed?
No, actually, they were like Spanish privateer, or I think they were Spanish privateers, and Yellowbeard shows up and got some that movie's really like Bowen and I actually watched it again because we used to watch it together on New Year's, and oh god, every second joke is about It's a
Jesus
really
Christ.
problematic movie. It's like fucked up.
Yeah.
It's like, why was I watching this when I was like 5? But no, actually, so Bowen, my best friend and business partner and everything with film, everything, we met on Pirate Day in kindergarten, Chase.
Were you all dressed up as pirates then? Was that
We were, and every dumbass fucking kid was like, let's play Star Wars. And we were like, guys, Pirate Day.
They're really wasting a golden opportunity. I mean, it's Pirate Day.
Exactly.
Everybody's in costume. Why would you waste such a golden opportunity? Kids are so fucking stupid.
Kids are fucking stupid, Chase.
Yeah. See, if I was in that position and if it was Pirate Day and everybody was dressed like as a pirate,
Yeah.
You're betting my bottom dollar I and everybody else in that room are playing pirate.
Exactly.
Okay?
And that's why Bon and I became best friends, actually, was that day, because we both were like, you dumbass kids. We were pirates right now. So pirates have been a huge part of my life. Actually, you know what's weird? When I was a kid, for Halloween one year, I didn't know if I wanted to be a pirate or a witch. And so my dad's friend called me the pirate witch, okay? And then like 15 years go by.
Yeah.
And one of my like friends goes, Taran, your vibe is like pirate witch. And I was like, that's really fucking weird.
It's like, I don't know, maybe pirate witches is like, it's like a common thing and we just don't know about it.
Maybe it is now.
Pirates, but with like a magical edge to them.
Ooh, I like that.
Would you rather be a pirate or a witch?
I mean, I'd rather be a fucking pirate witch, Chase.
Well, that's interesting. It's not the question I asked you.
Okay, well, pirates' lives actually sucked. I'd love to be a romanticized pirate from like a kid's cartoon. That'd be awesome. But a real, like a witch, you can like conjure shit. It's kind of nice.
I think being able to just hang out and cast spells would be pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's like I could just like hang out. I could hang out in my wizard tower or my witch tower.
Yeah.
And I could brew silly little potions. I'm gonna hang out with all my silly little wizard pals, and we could just hang out and conjure. You know, that sounds pretty cool to me.
Well, not many people know this about me, actually. When I was in high school, I did have that little witchy phase. I bought a bunch of like history of witchcraft books, and I was just really into like the whole like shit.
Were you into tarot?
No, see, that's the funny part. Is anything that was like Instagrammable, I hate it. I was like, no, but fucking tarot cards and star signs are fucking bullshit.
So what you're saying is that you're like a wizard hipster.
I don't want to be, but yeah.
Oh, crystals are too mainstream for me. I'm more into cauldrons.
I almost bought a cauldron like 2 days ago. It was $74.
Is that a good or a bad price for a cauldron?
Well, it was a really small cauldron. If it was a regular sized cauldron, I would 74 is fine. It's like cast iron. Fuck yeah. It wasn't very big.
Well, I mean, like, I don't know. Like, you could get like, I don't know. You can make like a soup in it. You can make like tiny spells in there or something.
I would love
like
to make French onion soup, but just pretend I'm a witch tossing random shit in there. I love French onion soup. Are you big on French onion soup, Jay?
French onion soup's very nice.
Oh,
it's a
good.
very, very pleasant soup. You can't go wrong with that kind of. You can't go wrong with most soup.
No.
But that's a particularly nice soup.
You know what's funny? I don't think about soup. Never in my life do I go, I'm hungry, I'll make soup. But then when someone else makes me soup, I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
This fucking slaps.
Like, soup is underrated. I feel like
It's underrated, isn't it?
we got to get back on our soup grind. We got, as a society, we got to become big soup appreciators.
I think we do.
It's cheap.
You're not wrong.
Lasts a long time.
Mm-hmm.
You can feed a lot of people with it. And I don't know, it's like fucking cozy.
Yes.
It's like, oh, you think like a hamburger is gonna hit the same way a soup does on a cold rainy day? I don't think so.
Oh,
America.
like homemade like turkey soup. Fuck that shit. That shit fucks, dude. That's
Yeah.
So, am I allowed to swear? I didn't ask on your podcast. Can I swear on your podcast?
My mom won't get mad at me.
Okay, cool. Perfect.
She'll get mad at me because I talked about like sex for like half the last episode.
Did you actually? I
Yeah.
didn't watch it. I'm sorry.
Well, no, because it's not out yet.
Oh, cheers.
I don't care. I don't think. I don't know. I don't understand how like social media algorithms work. Because I was like censoring like a little bit like on the intro, just like for a YouTube version, because I'm not sure if they just like suppress that, you know.
From what I understand on YouTube, it's like the first like 10 minutes you can't have it or something. And then it's fine the rest of it or something. Unless they just decide randomly not, you know.
See, it's funny how like their AI is also lazy. I don't know. I'm gonna just watch like 10 minutes of this, and like if they like talk about like something bad, I don't know. We'll catch it.
There was a book. So I don't know why this made me think of. There was a book by Robert Munch. Remember that guy who made kids books?
Yeah.
And it's about a kid who like keeps getting in trouble for like a mess being made in his house, and he's like, I'm not the one doing it. Turns out at like 12, the like walls open up and it's a SkyTrain station inside of his house, and he's like, what the hell? And so he goes to like the government to be like, can you please remove the SkyTrain station from my house? And they take him to a big supercomputer. But then he goes in behind the supercomputer, and it's just a man who makes toasts and jam, and he's sitting at a typewriter, and he is the computer.
Yeah.
And so every time I think about artificial intelligence, I just think about that tiny man and with like jam and toast behind the computer.
See, that entire story just sounds like how like society works now.
Really, yeah, for sure.
It's like in fucking like 2023, getting a house that's like right next to the SkyTrain station that like is the SkyTrain station, I guess. Like if the rent's like cheap enough, I would go for that in a heartbeat. You know, like in this economy, it's just like, I mean, it's close to the station, I guess.
Housing is crazy right now.
Oh, don't even get me started. It's like I have to sell my kidneys every month to pay rent, which really sucks because I only have 2 of them. I only have so many kidneys to flip.
Wouldn't it be funny if they grew back, though?
It would be great for me.
Not really, because then they wouldn't need to sell them now, would they? There'd be no market for it.
Trust me, there's always going to be a market for organs. There's always a guy.
You seem so sure of this. Have you got some past in the organ trade, Chase?
Like, I don't have a past in it. It's just, I don't know, intuition, you know?
Have you woken up in a bathtub full of ice?
No.
There was a big thing in the early 2000s. Like I remember I was like 7, and like my teachers would tell me like, oh, you could wake up in a bathtub of ice with your kidneys gone. Like it was like a big fear.
Yeah.
Where did that fear go? Is that happening still, or do we just not care anymore?
I think like that's just something that just happens where it's just like suburb people just get like scared about something that just won't affect them ever. You ever see those like true crime people that are just like, oh, I'm gonna get kidnapped if I go to Walmart or Costco and hang out in the parking lot for too long. It's like the same threat. I'm like, no, you're not gonna get your organs stolen. It's like all you do is like go to Costco, go to like your like 6-figure office job, and run over to your gated community at the end of the day. Like,
yeah,
you're
in a
fine.
safe fucking life. You're fine.
If you get kidnapped, somebody's actually gonna look for you, dude. Like, come on, you know, like there's nothing really for you to be worried about.
Yeah, exactly. Chase, tell me, are you a fan of Tom Waits at all?
Well, he kind of sounds like a pirate.
He does kind of sound like a pirate.
Because like I listened to one Tom Waits album.
Was it Bone Machine?
No, I've listened to Rain Dogs, and I was listening to Singapore, and I thought, yeah, I understand why Taran likes this. So this guy just sounds like he smokes like 50 cigarettes, and he's just talking about getting on a boat, going to Singapore, and like
fucking
drinking
great,
beers.
isn't it? That's the one with Burma Shave on it, right?
I think so, yeah.
Dude, I love. So Tom Waits is so cool, right? Because he started doing like jazz, right? And then he just went avant-garde as fuck.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, cool. And then one of his last albums was like almost country. Like, we're like, you know, like old, like, who's like Crapper Blackwell type stuff. It's like really cool.
Yeah.
And he just keeps doing shit. He's like old, and now he's just in random films by Jim Jarmusch and shit. It's great.
Well, everybody needs a hobby in retirement.
Everybody needs a hobby, right?
Yeah, I always think about those like 20th century guys that just got really like weird and experimental like by the end of their careers.
It's so cool.
Like Scott Walker or something.
Yeah, well, like it's better because like when you make art, it's like what we were talking about at the beginning with like a podcast or like a YouTube show. There's only 2 ways you can go. Either you stay the same your entire life, which is bad.
Yeah.
Or you go and make whatever you want and make, like, you have artistic integrity, which I think is the best thing you can do.
Well, I mean, I think, I forget who, somebody asked Frank Ocean about that. Mm-hmm. Where they're just like, oh, how can you get away with just like not coming out with something like all the time? And Frank Ocean just said, I'd just be like fine with like making less money.
Yeah, that's it, right?
As long as I can afford maybe like a Philly cheesesteak every once in a while and my podcasting equipment, that's all I care about.
I love me a good Philly cheesesteak, Chase.
Something about a good old Philly cheesesteak really gets me going, makes my day. Something about how they throw all that cheese on that bun. I don't know how they make it taste like Philadelphia, but they manage that and it's like incredible.
What does Philadelphia taste like, Chase?
I don't know. It's something you got to find out for yourself.
So is that what Tom Hanks in Philadelphia tastes like as well? If I took a bite out of his arm, would it just be gooey cheese and beef?
Like, I wouldn't recommend doing that.
Damn, Tom Hanks is going to have to live another day.
Probably also Tom Hanks in Philadelphia, too, because, like, that character is, like, dead. Also, he had AIDS. I don't know if you want to, like, exchange, like, blood with him, you know? I feel like that would be dangerous.
No, that's a very good point. I didn't really think about that part of the main plot of the movie.
I don't know, like, if you can get blood-transmitted diseases through, like, biting a chunk out of a guy, but I feel like
sure you can get. I'm pretty sure that's like the number one way to get a blood.
That's
disease.
A pretty active possibility.
Yeah.
It's like it's either that or you're sharing needles with them. That's like the most likely way to get it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so I wouldn't recommend that. Also, because like eating people is bad and stuff.
Would you, Chase, if you could, like? If someone offered their body to you, say, I have a terminal illness, I'm going to die, and I want you to devour me, would you do it ethically? Like, do you think ethically you could? Or would you still be like, wah, it's human meat?
Well, first of all, it depends on the terminal illness.
Okay, one that isn't transferable.
I'm thinking about the flavor. It's like, I don't know, like, if somebody's got like a skin condition or something, like, I feel like that would affect like the taste. I don't know if it would be a good or a bad thing. We haven't done enough research into it.
No, it's true. Where's the cannibalism research on taste?
Well, I check out the Cannibal Cafe. I heard that's a very active form.
That's fucked, dude. That shit's fucked.
Yeah, that was a horrible joke. That was a horrible thing for me to reference.
Nah.
Like, I feel like you'd have to like have like I would pay for a professional chef. I think like that. You need like someone who's got like a lot of skills in the kitchen to be able to prepare that. You know,
from what I understand, it's the human brain that will fuck you up. Like something that if you devour a human brain, it will like destroy you.
Well, I'll keep it in a jar for display, or maybe I'll pickle it and use it against my enemies. It's like, oh, check out this jar of pickles, and they just drive in there, and they're just like,
dude, that scene from fucking Hannibal. You know,
with Ray Liotta, and he's like,
God.
Eating
I
his
saw
brain.
that so young, Chase, so young. I watched a lot of movies young that I really shouldn't have watched young.
Well, I mean, it builds characters, they say.
I watched Begotten. Have you?
I've seen Begotten.
Just tell me. Okay. So I watched that when I was 7. That shit scared. That like I would see the image of that god in that film like as like when I would go to bed at night, like just God disemboweling himself with a gauged open jaw.
Spencer, just imagine you at 7 years old, sitting there watching that for 20 minutes straight of just someone pretending to stab their stomach on loop, and you're just like watching that like so intently as a 7-year-old.
Yeah, that was the most traumatizing movie I've ever seen.
I don't know. I was just kind of bored at the whole like I was kind of over it like 5 minutes into the whole stabbing scene, but you know.
I'm not sure if you like. So the guy who made it, Elias Marriage or whatever.
Yeah.
He only did that. Then he made Shadow of the Vampire with like John Malkovich.
Yeah, Willem Dafoe.
And he's never done anything else since then, except he did a Marilyn Manson music video for Crypt Orchid.
Oh, yeah, that was the one he did.
Yeah. It's
yeah,
like
the weird one.
Who the hell is this guy? He's just some fucking nihilistic guy making films and then just was like, I don't like this anymore.
How much does Marilyn Manson like owe to that guy career-wise, you think? Because I feel like he took like a lot of his image off of like that like Antichrist Superstar album off of that.
You're probably right, actually. Yeah, I don't know. You're right. Even like the Nobodies and everything, the like music video for that too.
Oh, Marilyn Manson.
Oh, he's a bit of a sex pest, though, isn't he?
Well, I think like he's a bit like more than a sex pest.
He's a pretty bad guy.
He's objectively, in my opinion, probably a very terrible person.
It's not an opinion. That's a fact. He's horrible. It sucks. I did like him when I was like 13, but
Yeah, me too. I remember I was always more of a Nine Inch Nails guy, though.
you know what's weird? I had a goth phase, right, when I was like 13.
Yeah.
But it wasn't inspired by Marilyn Manson or Nine Inch Nails, and it wasn't even like me but depressed. Like I just loved Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events, like the live action film from 2004.
Yeah.
And it was very gothic, and I was like, I want to exist in this realm.
I think that tracks for like modern like goths at the time though, or like 2010s goths. It's like, oh yeah, I watched Nightmare Before Christmas, and now I'm goth.
Yeah.
You know? It's like mall goth.
Mall goth, but mine wasn't mall goth. It was Lemony Snicket goth. It was a little cooler. It was a little.
It's like you're not listening to Marilyn Manson and Typo Negative. You're
I'm listening to some Thomas Newman soundtrack as I go on a walk on the beach on a stormy day.
My favorite emo musician, Danny Elfman. Oh yeah, I was always like more of a Nine Inch Nails guy.
That's fair.
I really picked the right pony to kind of get behind, honestly, because like Trent Reznor is like maybe one of the most talented people like working in music today.
Yeah,
he does soundtracks. He does like Nine Inch Nails is just like his own solo project, and like half the stuff he comes out with now are just like nice instrumental albums.
Who's the guy who does the Paul Thomas Anderson's films?
I don't know.
Because he was like in a band.
Oh, Johnny Greenwood.
Yeah.
From Radiohead. Yeah.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah,
he's great. What
Johnny Greenwood's great. I mean, like Radiohead's great.
Yeah.
That's like how you know that like I'm a white guy, because I'm just like, oh yeah, I just love Radiohead.
I feel horrible saying this. I only know Fake Plastic Trees. Wait, didn't they do Creep, right?
Yeah, they did Creep. That's fun. It's like if you bring up Creep to like any guy who's like really into Radiohead, they get like really weird about it.
No, I get it because you know I love Ween.
Yeah.
But I get so excited when someone says that they've heard of Ween and then they go, "Oh, they made Ocean Man." I'm like, "Fuck."
Yeah, it's a similar deal. I mean, Ocean Man's a nice song.
It's a nice song, but like you think you found someone who like knows your music taste, and then you're like, "Oh no, you okay, no."
Yeah, it's like I like Baby Bitch, Piss Up a Rope,
yes!
and Waving My Dick in the Wind.
That's why I love you, Chase. That's why you're my favorite motherfucker in the world.
Maybe I'll listen to Quebec sometime, because I haven't listened to Quebec.
Okay, Quebec is their best album in terms of like quality control. I think Chocolate and Cheese is it's like Ween in their purest form, but good.
Yeah.
God Ween Satan is Ween in their purest form. I don't want to say bad, but it's brown. It's very brown, you know.
It's a weird way to describe something.
No, it's part of their like whole shtick. Frank Zappa invented this like term for like brown like music.
How did I not know that about Frank Zappa? I do like Frank Zappa.
Ween stole that. It was like, no, it's not bad. It's brown, you know?
It's like, they're like goofy Frank Zappa. Frank Zappa's like a goofy guy.
Yes.
Bring him back. I know he's dead, but let's bring him back.
I didn't know he died. That makes sense.
Yeah, he died like a while ago.
I bet he did. I just never really looked him up.
He's just a guy from the 70s. Is he alive or dead? It's kind of nice when that mystery's still there.
Speaking of guys from the 70s, I actually met Randy Bachman.
Really?
On Salt Spring Island, like I used to which is my favorite place ever to go. I have a cabin we like rent there, and it's right beside his house. At least it was. I think he moved.
So they just like had a house like close to where you were staying.
It was a beautiful home. Like it looked like if the Shire was like $1 million mansion.
That's awfully whimsical of them.
It was a whimsical looking house.
It's like, can I get an architect to build the most whimsical house you can?
I want that.
So anyways, I think we should wrap the episode up. We had a great interview.
It was great. It was, thank you. It's kind of funny you had a guy with a speaking disability on a podcast, and we just didn't mention it to anyone.
What's funny about having a speaking disability?
Everything. You know what the funniest one I've ever gotten? So like, you talk and everyone acts a certain way, right?
Yeah.
The funniest one was I went to a Timmy's once, a Tim Hortons coffee for those of you who are not from Canada. And I was asked if I was And the woman behind me told me I should like write a complaint. I'm like, why the fuck? That's so funny. Why the fuck would I write a complaint? That was like hilarious.
Do you have anything you'd like to plug? Anything you'd like to share with the world? What are you working on? What are you up to? What's your deal right now?
I don't really have anything to plug. I mean, I do. I've been working on a feature, The Hippie Who Came to Rome, for 2 fucking years. So whenever that comes out, that'll be my plug. But we're still in post on it, so I like to tell myself it's like Eraserhead. How Eraserhead took 7 years to make. It's just like that.
So should I delay this episode until like 2032?
Yeah, that's a great idea, actually.
So, anyways, Chase Mair Show. Another episode done. Tune in next week. We're gonna do more interviews. We're gonna talk to more people, and yeah, we're back. We never left because we didn't take a break, but we're back. We're staying here. We're making episodes, and if anybody would like to sponsor the show, reach out. I need money. That's everything.